From Mexico, Vice Admiral Perez Burguete, Mexican Marine Corps. Philippine Navy Marines on stage as he shares his strategic vision, which will set
jointly hosted by the Philippine Marine Corps and the United States Marine Corps Forces Pacific. I would like to thank His Excellency, President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., but as members of a broader community, united by a common obligation to preserve peace and stability, thereby fostering interoperability, mutual respect, and above all, trust and regional security. Second, to advance our national and collective maritime security interests by ensuring that sea lanes stay open. Thank you.
Thank you, Major General Blanco, for emphasizing the importance of the fight.
Literally from across the Indo-Pacific, and as we heard when we started, well beyond the Indo-Pacific. We've gathered here today, I mentioned it started in 2015, and collaboratively addressing the challenges of the modern security environment and some of the dynamic problem solving that's required to face it. And for the next 2.5 days, we'll talk about amphibious contributions to maritime security writ large, and obviously specifically to the Indo-Pacific. Following the destruction of that typhoon, the Republic of Korea, Japan, Australia, Taiwan, Norway, the UK, and the US all sent amphibious and cargo ships delivering supplies over the shore from the sea. No nation is any longer its own island, just as the law-abiding use of the global commons to facilitate legitimate commerce. Recognize that we have the Energy of a Spouses program going on right now, as well as a Senior Enlisted Leaders Forum later this afternoon.
And a less participative one, where the rights of people are sacrificed. And this goes particularly for the smaller nations. The second takeaway, and I owe, by the way, let us congratulate our Singaporean representatives. It is the 60th anniversary of their nationhood. That is also true, especially true for a country, perhaps like Bangladesh or the Philippines, where at any one time.
Thank you, Honorable Secretary General, sir, for ushering a successful PALS Filipinas with your address.
Leadership in advancing regional security and cooperation through the successful conduct of the Pacific Amphibious Leaders Symposium 2025.
We now invite all the heads of delegations to please come on stage for a group photo.
He decided to implement a strategy that was known at the time as the third offset strategy. And the third offset strategy proposed that to rebuild those ties that had atrophied between U.S. defense and Silicon Valley. Mandated that certain organizations in the department use it because it's faster to access defense contracts, to make sure that we could access their technologies. So why all the talk about commercial technology? What is special about commercial technology? And you'll recall that I said that most commercial companies have just avoided getting involved in defense. So I think these numbers tell part of the story. 91% of companies that won DIU contracts were non-traditional companies, so they were not defense primes. They were not your Northrop Grumman's. So we determined that these are the 7 critical emerging technology areas. Our newest portfolio, emerging technologies, and so that is going to focus on quantum, that is looking at Alt-E&T for precision navigation and timing. All of the advancements in commercial space technology, of course, we want to make sure that we're taking advantage of those as well. This is what our focus area has been in the past 2 years, based on our limited resources.
I started working in tech in 2017 when I got off active duty. I started a business in Silicon Valley for GE, employed with the Force Recon Platoon for a while down here, and jumped out of planes together and doing some amphib operations, shooting machine guns off Zodiacs, robots, communications, autonomous nodes, ways that they can work together and be reliable, standards, that kind of stuff. From 2016, when we first started working in maritime, and then 2026 up to the future there.
Interoperable, I think it's going to be difficult. We're always having to deal with international trafficking and arms regulations, ITAR. So there's a lot of myth about ITAR. I'm not going to say it's easy. And I've never personally had to take a technology all the way through that process, but I do know that it's doable, and there's probably more myth and mystery than facts out there.
Let me begin by expressing our deepest appreciation to the Philippine Marine Corps and United States Marine Corps Forces Pacific for co-hosting, build mutual understanding, and explore innovative solutions. Enlisted leaders prepared to lead with the wisdom, courage, and purpose. Thank you all, and may we all have successful and meaningful forum. Have a very good afternoon to all.
Powerful. I'm not going to pretend to duplicate it, because I think that's exactly what we needed to hear as we all roll into this together. And then last year, some of our, ironically, general officers said, it's just criminal that we're not bringing all these senior enlisted together and doing some type of forum. Are together to be able to get together and share experiences and share lessons learned. And this one, we're really focusing on the professional development of our enlisted force. There's a couple things to think about, and then I'll shut my face. One, what do you and your commanders kind of need from your enlisted force? It may vary in degrees, right? No two programs may mirror one another, but I think there's some striking similarities.
Capabilities, technologies, but all these things are just tools of success. After all, the best asset that any organization within military or not is the human resource. And that's where, as what Sergeant Major Kitasima said, leadership comes in. Personal development, wherein our troops, our Marines, will no longer have to go to the headquarters to study, but they will do it right at their own respective stations. We aim to produce a war-fighting Marines who are discernment-driven to the Marine Advanced NCO leadership courses, and almost another 8 to 10 years wherein we proceed with our career growth, war-fighting, extreme ownership, and how NCOs should lead our Marines.
Attempting to develop more leaders like Sergeant Major Castle through professional military education, and so we can also learn from you all what you're doing. So thank you to Command Sergeant Major for your presentation as well. So much of this, it really does combine together. And in their job training, and really build that into knowledge-based leading.
Is that at pretty much every level, we have some touch point with our professional training, military education environment, and that individual service member. But for unit level sustainment of those skills and between, like the white noise, right? I think that's incredibly important and something we probably sometimes understate.
For our corporals and our sergeants, 2 different classes, corporal's course and sergeant school. But for those ones, it's simply leading Marines, right? Being that NCO core, that backbone of our enlisted force.
En inteligencia de combate y artillería de campaña. Estado con morteros, yo use de 100. Gracias y un abrazo para todos ustedes.
Sorry? Thank you, sir.
Sir, 3, 2, 1. Thank you, sir. Yes, more for
Segmento giving to ME3 Song Rod Tan.
Singapore is always part of it.
We're together on 3.
Okay.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Stronger together!